Hi everyone, it's so great to be back with you again. I know that most of you are aware that I did have abdominal surgery about a week and a half ago. It was kind of a big deal, big operation, but I just wanted everyone to know that I'm doing great. Every day I'm getting stronger, and I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you. I know so many of you were praying for me and holding good thoughts and sending positive energy my way. And it really helped. I could feel it. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's get started on this week's blog. I'm excited to be kind of back in the saddle, as they say. So the title of this week's blog is called Whatever We Desire Exists on the Other Side of Fear. So this discussion is about three things: energy, fear, and love. To begin, let's refresh our memories by remembering that we are all energy-filled consciousness that exists now and will continue to exist once this earthly incarnation is complete. Everything that exists, both here on the earth plane and in every other world or realm, is energy as well. I do believe there is a certain God consciousness that exists in all creatures, all living things, yet it seems to me that only humans have the ability to contemplate, formulate, ruminate, and co-create along with our Mother, Father, God in order to live the best and most awakened and enlightened lives. There's the whole other body of thought where there are other realms that are actually not human, but they're also intelligent consciousness. But that's a topic for another time. Right now, we're focusing on the human experience. So how do we co-create and master the art of manifestation in our lives? As Albert Einstein so brilliantly put it, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. So for the purpose of this discussion, we will focus on how to create the life we desire for ourselves personally. We'll leave the scientific discussion regarding things like creating a cure for cancer for another time, or actually perhaps for other humans who are more left-right brain balanced than I am. So how can we bring into our lives that which we believe will bring us the most satisfaction, comfort, safety, and peace? How do we assure, as much as possible anyway, that we are surrounded by people who will love us and appreciate us for the beautiful beings of light and love that we are? The answer is both simple and extremely complicated simultaneously. The answer, I believe, lies within our ability to choose either love or fear at any given moment. Like everything else, emotions are energy that hold a very specific frequency and vibration. Feelings that arise from each emotion have varying degrees of that emotion. Yet feelings that arise from fear or love, both, are still similar in their ability to manifest what we are focused on. Fear has a vibration that causes us to contract. And when I'm saying your energy is contracting, so it's an energetic contraction. We tend to kind of take our energy and wrap it tightly around us like saran wrap, as if in an attempt to protect us from that which we fear. And with that contraction, we do not leave much of an opening for our desires to enter our lives. So we put that out, the desires that we want, and then we close and contract. And what we desire can only get so far and then can't get in because we're all closed off, we're not open. So, but love has a vibration that precipitates expansion and openness. Our energy acts like a pebble thrown into a pond. It moves outward from the center, having access to and the ability to embrace everything that it touches and allow or disallow those things into our lives. We can also simply be open to things that may be destined to enter our lives, though unwanted from a human perspective, may be necessary for our soul's growth. In order to utilize our energy in a positive way, we must be willing to open to all of life. This is so important. We have to be willing to open to all of life without judging things to be good or bad. Sometimes the goal we desire may come with unwelcome consequences that we had not anticipated. If so, we can then decide if those consequences are worth enduring in order to achieve the blessing that the original goal can offer. However, if upon deciding we want to attract into our lives a certain situation or experience, but are filled with fear about the possible negative consequences, or that we are not worthy of such an achievement, we will close or contract, making achievement of our intended goal much more difficult. In fact, when we focus our thoughts on things we fear, this is important too. So, we focus our thoughts on things we fear, we unintentionally set up a communication with our subconscious mind that conveys a desire for that which we fear. Fear is a powerful emotion. The subconscious is a very obedient partner. It doesn't understand that which we fear and are consistently ruminating about are not what we want. It simply takes the energetic vibration of fear and finds a similar one so that it can bring to us what we're thinking about in our fearful mind, not what we ultimately desire. On the other hand, though fear is a powerful emotion, love, we know, is far more powerful than fear. Love also has a tendency to filter out or neutralize any potential negative consequences because those people or situations cannot coexist with the level of love we use to manifest. If it does not, it simply means that whatever challenge comes along with the achievement of our goal is for the benefit and expedition of the evolution of our soul. So how can we go about knowing exactly how to frame or communicate our desires and dreams or goals so that we are always on point with our soul's purpose or life path? And here is where it's quite simple. The bottom line for those of us on a spiritual path directed by our soul is to want only that which brings more love into our lives and the world. If we deeply and passionately desire something that is in alignment with the soul's purpose, we will most likely manifest it with ease. If it's not, the chances are far greater that we will experience obstacle after obstacle, perhaps signaling that we may need to either abandon or revise our goal. Nothing is set in stone, however, so sometimes the obstacles or adversities may simply be a lesson we've chosen to learn during this incarnation. They may also be a test of our commitment, dedication, and steadfast passion to not only create that which we desire, but then to follow through with our promise to utilize whatever we desired for the greater good of all. Our intuition can be our best guide. The ego doesn't really care about how we follow through. Once we achieve the goal, our ego is off searching for something else that it believes will bring it the next feeling, fleeting, heady, and exhilarating moment of success. So let's simplify things. In every moment in our lives, we have a choice, right? We have a choice to choose either love or fear, expansion or contraction. Life happens. None of us, at least no one I have ever met, is free from the slings and arrows or the joys and sorrows that this earthly journey brings. Living in fear of what might happen takes us out of the present moment, where life is happening, where we create, and into an illusionary future which has no relevance in the here and now. Being love says, I am open to all of life. I trust the divine design for my life and all that entails. I know that I am not the adversities or the good fortune that I experience. Rather, I am the awareness and the consciousness that is aware of what is happening in the forefront of my life. I will set my goals in the direction of love and expand that intention to the ends of the universe. When fear arises, awakening my ego, and I feel contraction, the contraction of my energy begin to take hold, I will call on my team of light, turn my attention to the power of expansion and love, the love of my soul, and I will stop fear in its tracks. I will open. Therefore, what we desire is definitely on the other side of fear. That's what this is all about. What we desire is beyond the fear, and we manifest much more quickly when we hold fear at bay. Yet, we also need to be gentle with ourselves. It is not possible to live in such a fearful world and not become victim to fear at some point or points in our lives. It is just important that we are aware that when it happens, and that we stay grounded in love. Eventually, the love will extinguish the fear because love is who we are. We are mighty, magnificent light workers, and love is our divine superpower. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's something that we've discussed before, and I wanted to take a moment just to explain something about spiritual teachings in general. And that is that, we are, as humans, a little bit slow learners. Let's say that. We're slow learners. So when we hear about a spiritual truth and we're reading something, we're listening to something, and we learn this, and our soul, says, yeah, this is this. Listen to what you're hearing. This is important. And we get all electrical. There's a feeling of electricity that we're remembering something. But it doesn't really get rooted quite yet. So then another teacher says it in the same thing in a different way, or you listen to something else. And then eventually, as you're listening to all of these different spiritual truths, there's a moment when you go, now I really get it. And it goes right down. It becomes part of who you are. So I just wanted to make sure that people understand that, well, I've heard that before. It happens over and over again with people that I teach, but I can see the moment when it finally really makes sense to them. And they're not just hearing it, they are remembering it for themselves. They're awakening to their own inner power. So keep that in mind as topics kind of interconnect with each other, let's say. Those are all on a path together, and it's exciting and it's fun. And most importantly, it helps living here in this world that has a myriad of different types of feelings, emotions, and struggles and joys and all of that. If we see life through our spiritual eyes, it makes it just so much easier to accept, utilize whatever it is that comes into our lives so that we become more enlightened. We move on our path. And together, it's important. Together, you and I, all of us that are connected in this way and focused on our path forward to live a life of love in connectivity to the other humans who may not be quite like us. We're the ones that are changing the planet. We're changing the world. So we got this. Again, thank you, all of you, for all your good thoughts. I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a great week. Namaste.